I'd like to call the May 27th, 2025 regular meeting of council to order at 5:30 PM. Can I call on Councillor Hunt, please, to read the land acknowledgement?
I would like to acknowledge that the rural municipality of St. Andrews is located on Treaty One territory, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji Cree, Dakota, and Dene people, and the national homeland of the Red River Métis. We respect the spirit and intent of treaties and treaty making and remain committed to working in partnership with First Nations, Inuit Métis people in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration.
Thank you. Adoption of the agenda. Be it resolved that council adopt the agenda as amended with the deletion of the following items. 7.3 and 7.4 firearms bylaw 4414, second and third reading. This matter is being tabled for the CAO to enter into discussion with the province. And addition of 9.8 Manitoba Good Roads request to borrow a couple pieces of equipment. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Slaker, seconder. Councillor Hunt, all in favor? That is unanimous, it's carried. Adoption of the minutes. Be it resolved that council adopt the May 12th, 2025 special council meeting minutes for the 2025 financial plan hearing as presented. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Dornbos, seconder. Councillor Mondor. Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous, that is carried. Draft May 13, 2025 minutes. Be resolved that council adopt the May 13th, 2025 council meeting minutes as presented. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Slaker, seconder. Councillor Feeblecorn. Any comments, any errors or omissions? All in favor? That is unanimous, that is carried. Draft 2025 Committee of the Whole. Be it resolved that council received the May 20th, 2025 Committee of the Whole meeting minutes as presented. Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Moretti, seconder. Councillor Mondor. Any errors or omissions? All in favor? Unanimous, that is carried. Draft May 20th, 25 special council meeting minutes. Be it resolved that council adopt the May 20th, 2025 special council meeting minutes as presented. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Mondor, seconder. Councillor Dornbos, any errors or omissions? All in favor? That is unanimous, it is carried. Next item, we have no reception of delegations. Council reports. Thank you everyone for submitting your reports. Does anybody have any questions on the report? Councillor Slaker.
I have two, actually. I was just wondering, Mayor Sewell, what is the MERX tender for the Captain Kennedy? What is that about? What is that? What is that?
Mercs, that's who everybody advertises their, puts out tenders on.
What are we tendering out on?
That was for the, who's gonna get, everybody bid on who's gonna get possession of the building.
So there are public people bidding on possession of that building?
Yes, that's been given. Yeah, there's two others. The Arm of St. Andrews is one. We're one, and there were two other private businesses that put over that submitted a bid for that.
So when is that determined?
According to what was written on Merck's, it said within 60 days, because it closed May 15th. But Teresa said with so few, it could be sooner. We don't know, we have to wait for that, but it will be, we'll know within 60 days, for sure.
I didn't realize that private people would be interested, but which would take the RM off the hook for any money in it. The private company came in and took it over? Or am I not right?
No, if a private business did, yeah, but the issue is, it's like the rectory, it's like council has passed a resolution every term since I've been on council. To take like the rectory to follow the same agreement with the province, because it's provincially owned right now. Always has been.
Yeah, and the rectory is federally owned, not.
We've signed a lease agreement with them.
Yeah, the feds own the
It's-
rectory and the province.
And it's RM, the RM. They, correct me if I'm wrong, I think so. The rectory is federal,
Yeah.
and I believe there's still provincial involvement in that as well, and the RM.
Okay, I apologize, I didn't know that. My second point I wanted to bring everyone's attention to is if you had a look at my report. There was an email that came out about a month ago in regards to John Q having an open house, which was last Friday. The email that was sent to myself that I forwarded to the CAO was a request for 2 counselors, CAO, and basically whoever wanted to go. I did know that the CAO was going, because I had chatted with him. So the meeting took place, the mayor attended. Unfortunately, Mr. Marecki didn't get to attend. But due to some of the questions and everything that have been going on about it, I did take the opportunity to put a package together for those of you that weren't there. It breaks out the daycare and what we did with that, the next part of senior living that they are looking for. There's also information in here. John Q did a study with Probe Research in regards to rural, urban seniors housing. So there's some really good pictures in here of that. So just to bring everybody up to date, so you have a better idea of what's going on.
Do you have extra copies for Brett and I?
No, you two attended.
Well, we wouldn't get copies like that.
I made these personal. I paid out of my own money to make these. Just to bring
then I'll
council
make
up
a
to-
copy after meeting for Brett and myself. Counselor Hunt?
Was this open to all of council, like the last
No,
one that was
they
at?
were only allowed 2 members.
Okay,
But a resolution didn't come to the table to ask whoever the
okay, because they had one at Polo Park Inn a couple of years ago that
Mr. Marecki and I.
all council attended to that one, from all of the councilors from that are in the corporation to bring everyone up to date, so. It would have been nice to go to this.
I mean, the CAO, as Counselor Riker said, received an invitation for this, and I don't know, you're right, Counselor Hunt, we did have for all of council, I guess they had limited space, I don't know.
Mm.
Get any other questions?
Other than in the future, we could all, be aware of this, because John Hughes, a pretty important organization, now they're on to seniors housing, I guess, or mature housing, so it's good to know that they're looking after our needs.
Well, what was good is the chair, Mayor Reeve Ratter, indicated at the beginning that, council is entitled to know all information in camera. A lot of it's sensitive, which is understandable. So we'll be asking Councillor Slikers, our representative, to bring forward a report in camera for the rest of council.
Not a problem.
Bylaws and policy, bylaw number 4413, unsightly property and derelict vehicle bylaw, second reading. Be resolved, the council gives second reading to bylaw number 4413, being the unsightly property and derelict vehicle bylaw. As presented, could I have a mover, please? Councillor Dornbos, seconder. Councillor Sliker. Did any admin want to speak to this?
I mean, the only thing that I would speak to about is that we just made the changes that were asked with regards to the unsightly definition. Other than that, as far as the last meeting went, when we read it at first reading, everything is in line with what council wanted.
Great, thank you. So all Councillor Hunt?
So like some of these, I guess standards, the growth of grass to a length, which is of the opinion of the designated officer is unsightly. So what one person's definition of unsightly is not necessarily another person's opinion of unsightly.
Again, it falls in line with what I put there in the definition, right? As it falls in line with the rest of the neighborhood. Plus, when you look at, if you piece that together with, as you say, you can be a difference of opinion. If you piece that together with what it says in the general enforcement bylaw, like any issues that come about and it's found that it seems like it's like a neighbor dispute or somebody like squabbling with another neighbor, we're not gonna take those seriously, we're not gonna act on those. So that general enforcement bylaw will eliminate a lot of that, okay, kind of nonsense pieces that we're dealing with.
That's what I don't.
Which is what a lot of what our bylaw issues are, is a lot of that. So we're looking to.
Most of them are between
Yes.
what one person's, you know, we've had them lots of times, what one person's opinion is not necessarily another person's lifestyle or whatever.
Yeah, so we'll investigate and then, you know, we'll determining on what we find, we'll either act on what's happening or, you know, we won't.
Okay.
And a lot of times when we do act, if we do find it to be one of those cases, we'll ensure that we tell, the individual doing the complaining, well, if we're gonna go after them, you need to make sure your property's in order, right? So we're gonna look at what their property looks like as well. And neighboring properties as well, and a lot of times we find, oh, no, we don't wanna do that. So it cuts down on this.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Slaker?
I would disagree with your whole statement. I've put in a lot of service trackers in regards to yards that people just don't cut the grass.
Mhm.
And it's very irritating. And I would really hate to see us go back and say to the guy that put in the service tracker, you better keep yours clean. That's not how I wanna see things done in the RM.
Well, that, what I'm trying to say is we're eliminating those pieces where I don't like my neighbor. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to make his life, you know, difficult. That's what we're trying to avoid, is those neighbor disputes. That's why, depending on what the investigation holds when we show up to the property, speak with the complainant and speak with the other individual, those are the things we'll determine. It's not like we're out there to say, no, you gotta do this, we're gonna do this. We're just trying to eliminate those, the nonsense calls that we do get.
Councillor Mondor?
Given that we're talking about unsightly properties, is there any movement on the house that burned down on River Road being cleaned up?
That's currently in insurance's hand right now. They have until the end of May before I come.
Because I hope it isn't going to be another
Me too.
3 years like the last one we had to deal with.
Oh, I guarantee you will not be 3 years. I don't even want it to be 3 more months. So, but depending on what the investigation finds, I mean, they were looking for some pretty interesting things with regards to what they wanted from us.
It's an extremely visible area.
Yes, oh yeah.
You know,
100%,
when people, hundreds, thousands of people drive by that spot.
We're getting complaints about it already. So it's on the radar. It's like I said, they got a couple more days and then.
I know we talked about rodents and all that kind of thing in the past at that site. So this is just compounding probably the issue that existed already.
We should probably have that conversation off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, everyone has read the bylaw, understands it?
Yeah.
All those in favor? That is unanimous, it is carried. This is a recorded vote. Be it resolved that council give third reading to bylaw number 4413, being the unsightly property and derelict vehicle bylaw as presented. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Dornbos, seconder. Deputy Mayor Marecki. All in favor? That's carried, it's unanimous. Okay, fire bylaw, those are tabled. Next item, approval of accounts. Be it resolved that council approved the May 23rd, 2025 check detail report as presented. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Slaker, seconder. Councillor Feeblecorn, any questions or comments? Councillor Slaker?
I really like this new breakout. Thank you to the payroll people. I just had a couple of questions about the association of the AMM seminar that we went to. $89 for an education seminar and the $63 for the women's lunch. I didn't go to the lunch and you didn't attend it. Who went to the lunch?
I don't know because I had canceled it.
So why are we
Good
being
point.
charged for it?
I'll make note of it, or we'll have to talk to Carrie because I had canceled. I got confirmation of my cancellation.
So we should have that check withheld until we find out what that was about. And the only other step I would ask for this, it's beautifully done. For example, the AMM Spring Conference, if we could put in brackets how many members were paid for. And how many people
That
went
would
to
be on
the
the invoice.
education.
That will be on the invoice.
I don't see the invoice, so
No, but we have now with the staff, well, we always have had
Yeah, but I'm not.
procedures in place.
I'm just acting that out, that would just be the icing on the cake for little things like that, otherwise it is a million miles, and I couldn't be more happier. So, thank you.
Any further questions or comments?
I just had one question in regards to, $1,413 for nuts/washers. Seems awfully high for nuts and washers.
That's a public works items.
Yeah, so if we could maybe, I'll send an email after and ask for some more detail.
Yeah, and if you see those, if you could send in your email ahead of time,
Yes.
I know there will be an answer ready for you.
Yes.
Okay, so be it resolved, the council approved the May 23rd, 2025 check detail report as presented. We have Councilor Slaker, seconded by Councilor Peoplecorn. All those in
Just
favor?
a minute, don't we have to add to that we remove the AMM check? Because we're amending to take that
No,
one
I'll
up.
pull it.
Barry Susan.
As presented, okay, I'll put as amended. That's okay with mover and seconder? Okay, all in favor? That is carried, it's unanimous. Correspondence for action. Manitoba Highland Gathering. Their funding request is attached. Be resolved, the council authorized funding of $900 to the Manitoba Highland Gathering for their annual event being held June 21st and 22nd, 2025. Could I have a mover, please? Councilor Dornbos, seconder. Deputy Mayor Marecki. Okay, I know for sure we weren't invited last year. I thought it was, we gave them $1,000, but we did not pay anything, I don't think, for 2 years. Yeah. For 2 years. So what does council want to do with this?
Table it for
Councilor Slaker?
Well, what does it mean we're not invited when it says travel Manitoba, St. Andrews, St. Clements, and Selkirk? To which promote tourism in Manitoba.
No, we're invited to, last year Selkirk and St. Andrews were not invited. We bring greetings on behalf of the municipality. We weren't invited last
To bring greetings, you mean? Or-
So what does council want to do with this?
table for information. We're trying to be fiscally responsible. We can't be giving $1,000 for all these things.
Councilor Peoplecorn?
What line item is this usually come from? This,
It's not, it was late, it wasn't in the
Okay.
budget.
okay.
It wasn't in the budget.
Yeah, if it wasn't in the budget, I tend to agree with Councilor Montour there.
So table for information. All in favor to table for information? That is unanimous, it's carried. Eastern Interlake District Municipal Golf Tournament. Be resolved. Be authorized to participate in the 2025 Eastern Interlake District Municipal Golf Tournament, which is being held August 18th, 2025 in St. Pierre, Jolie. Is anyone interested to attend?
My question was, why is the eastern one in St. Pierre Jolly? It's
I
quite a
don't know,
ways,
I don't go.
quite a ways south.
Is this tabled for information as well? Nine point three seven seven RC SCC Deerwood 76th Annual Ceremonial Review. June 3rd, be it resolved that be authorized to attend the 77 RCSCC Deerwood 76th Annual Ceremonial Review being held June 3rd, 2025 in Selkirk. Who would like to attend? Deputy Mayor Mareki. Anybody else went to attend? All in favor? That is carried. Oh, I'm sorry, could I have a mover, please? Counselor Dornball, seconded by Counselor Slicker. And that's unanimous, it is carried. Navy League Cadet Corps. Be it resolved that be authorized to attend the Navy League Cadet Corps 96 Lord Selkirk's 52nd Annual Ceremonial Review, which is being held June 9th in Selkirk. Who would like to attend? Deputy Mayor Murphy, you've been going to all of them. As our representative.
Yeah, that's on the,
Well,
No, June 9th.
okay, I'll go that time, okay.
Okay, Deputy Mayor Murphy will be attending. Could I have a mover, please? Counselor Mondor, seconded by Counselor Sliker. All those in favor? Unanimous, that is carried. Be it resolved, state of the bill, Selkirk Biz, State of the Region Address, June 5th. Be it resolved that be authorized to attend the Selkirk Biz State of Region Address event being held June 5th at Gaffers and Lock. Could I have a mover, please? Counselor Feeble-Corning, seconder. Counselor Hunt. We've been given, I think, 5 different dates for this event. All the RM, East St. Paul, West St. Paul, Selkirk, St. Clement, St. Andrews. We give a report, it's a luncheon, Selkirk Biz, well, the executive director had quit, now they hired a young girl. They basically, I don't think they have much executive left, but they still insist on holding it. So the press is there, the chair of the, what's his name, Chuck Winnipeg, Chamber of Commerce, Travel Manitoba people. So I guess I'll have to prepare. Basically, I think I'll use the one I used at the last R meeting,
Oh, it's good.
but up it a little bit more. We each have 5 minutes to speak.
Well, there was nothing about our taxes or about our budget, nothing in that one at the ARM meeting. So we need to,
Well, this one, basically, everyone says about the, what they're working on, their grants. It's like a post.
can we see a copy of it then before it goes out then?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
So who would like to attend? Well, Mayor Sue will be attending. Who would like to attend?
Is there a cost to this?
Yes, I believe it's $75. It was, I think
Yes.
because of the cost, because you have to contact Selkirk Biz. It's on their website, but something is telling me that it's $75 a ticket.
We can't make it that way.
It's a luncheon.
French will be attending.
Yeah.
Yes. Counselor Sliker. Mayor Sewell, Counselor Sliker, anybody else in town? Okay, all in favor? Carried. Gimli grad, be it resolved that the Mayor Sewell be authorized to attend the Gimli High School Grade 12 Awards Night to present the Arm of St. Andrew Scholarship, which is being held June 19th in Gimli. Could I have a mover, please? Counselor Dornbos, seconder. Counselor Feeble-Corn, all in favor? Opposed? Counselor Wander, opposed. That is carried. St. Andrews Airport AGM, be it resolved that be authorized to attend the St. Andrews Airport Inc.'s annual AGM, which is being held June 11th, 2025 at Huts Roadhouse in Petersfield. Could I have a mover, please? Counselor Sliker, seconder. Counselor Mondor. Who would like to attend? Counselor Mondor. Counselor Feeble-Corn.
Even though I'm on the board, my name wasn't recorded last time, so I guess we better put our names in.
Yeah, I'll be going, that's right, the airport.
I just have a question. How was the location decided on this AGM?
Just to vote.
Because when first elected, this was a big issue, because it's a conflict of interest. So what has changed? That we had it at Public Works the one time, the next time. Then we had it at Larders. Now it's back.
As far as I know, they couldn't find a venue that would hold. And
Where did they check?
I'll check, I believe Selkirk, Larders, could be another one, I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, so. This was brought up and it is where it's gonna be.
Well, it is a conflict.
Could you please explain how?
Well, we like, usually if it doesn't look good, that would be the same as if a council member on this council had a gravel pit. Do you only just go to that company for gravel? It's,
You'd be paying that company for that gravel then. That's the difference. Explain the difference, explain the definition of a conflict of interest. I do not gain monetarily one way.
how do you not gain monetarily? You're volunteering and doing the dinner for free?
Yes, as I have for the past 15 years, Mayor Sue, and you know that.
No, I didn't know that. It
Yes, you
was
do.
free.
Yes, you do. I'm told at every AGM. That's the case. You refuse to believe it, and neither do the people that you have do your dirty work for you online of years ago. So, you know, it's just not right that you keep on thinking that.
Well, okay, let me put on the record that this is all compliments of Councillor Hunt.
It has been for years.
I have another commitment that night, I'm not able to attend. No, okay, so who's attending? Councillor Montour, Councillor Pigelkorn, Deputy Mayor Marecki, Councillor Dornbos, and will Councillor Hunt. All in favor? I'm not opposed to the AGM, I'm opposed. Location. Thank you. That is carried. Next item, Manitoba Good Roads request for use of farm equipment for June course. Be it resolved, the Manitoba Good Roads Association hold an information course with different suppliers on demonstrations and proper use of their equipment at Councillor Hunt's yard at no cost for use of the site. Further, be it resolved, the RM supplied one of their mowers and a grader for a few hours on June 24th, 2025. The cost to attend is $75 per person and is open to staff and council. Who, would anybody from council like to attend?
I would love to attend, but I'm not here, so.
Okay, all those in favor? No attendance, I'll put no attendance. Carried. Correspondence for information. Does anybody have any comments on the attachments? On the information items? I just have one question. Counselors, for airport board. These minutes are for March 12th. Why does it take so long for them to put the minutes on?
No idea. I noticed that too, and I was thought to have that up at least the last month going through, but that would be something maybe Carolyn would have more information on. I noticed that as well.
Okay, and I also noticed in the minutes that they're looking for more board members, which is put over to the AGM. Are there a bunch of people applied for that? Like, I know a few names were supplied with people like a retired airline pilot, an army or.
There is one person who will be at the AGM, whose name will be coming up.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions? Councilor Muller?
I just had a comment about the Selkirk Weed Control District. We got an email, I guess, late last week about potential disruption because of the postal strike. That they might have a problem sending, I guess,
Notices.
out to people that, are having an infraction against the Weed Control Board. So just to let you know. They wanted us to.
So are they
kind of-
not able to deliver?
I don't know how it's gonna impact them, like usually they send out the notices of, you know, to comply with the regulations, so that might not be the case, they might have to do it some other way. I'm
And is
guessing.
there a lot of them? Or just like?
Not, I don't think too many yet.
Well, whatever comes in, that's for regulatory, but a lot of the problems that people don't neglect their properties, the post, it's a box number.
Yeah.
So people aren't even in Manitoba maybe that own this land. That's why it gets left and that's why it needs attention. So a lot of, all we have online is the mailing address, which is, could be a corporation, could be a box number, so.
So I don't know if we're gonna be like mowing or spraying for weeds or anything like that without being able to send out the notices. It's kind of a,
Well, that would be fun.
I don't think there's a lot of them, but maybe they can use the discretion, you know, if it's a really bad area, small area, you know, a couple $100, we may have to bite the bullet and do that ones, you know.
yeah, like they've already contacted some of the ones that they've noted before the mail strike is potentially upon us, so hopefully it's gonna be taken care
I wonder if they're gonna go on strike. Any further questions? We have no old unfinished business, new business, PTH and 67 intersection. Safety concerns letter. We've all read the attached letter. It's for Councilor Feeble-Corn's signature. Is everybody good with the wording?
Love it. Thank you.
Yeah, Justin, thank you. Very good.
of. Oh, thank you.
I watched question period yesterday for Ledge. The minister is awaiting your letter. So I think Sherry left you a note.
Yes.
So thank you. So be resolved that council authorize the attached letter regarding the urgent need for safety improvements at the intersection of PTH number 8 and 67. Be submitted to the Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure, Premier Rob Canoe, and local representatives James Bazan, MP, and Richard Pershot, MLA, requesting immediate action to be taken to improve the safety of this intersection. Could I have a mover, please? Counselor Dornbos, seconder, Counselor Mondor. Any further comments? The letter's all good with everybody? Thank you. All those in favor? That is unanimous. It is carried. We have no in-camera items. Adjourn and be it resolved, the council adjourned the meeting at 6:03 PM. Could I have a mover, please? Counselor Hunt, seconder, Counselor Sliker, all those in favor? That matter is carried. Thank you.